7 News starts with breaking news.
And breaking right now, 7 more people have died from coronavirus in Allegheny County. Thanks for joining us. I'm Gordon Lesh.
And I'm Peggy Finnegan. There are also 29 new cases in the county. That brings the total to 1,088 cases. Almost 200 of those patients have been hospitalized. The death toll in the county now stands at 74.
Also this morning, we've learned more than 1,000 inmates have now been released from the Allegheny County Jail, and release paperwork has been sent for 800 others. This is part of the governor's program that allows nonviolent offenders with upcoming release dates to get out early because of COVID-19.
As we know, the target date to start reopening the state is set for May 8th, but it won't come all at once.
Yesterday, Governor Tom Wolf said the low COVID-19 infection rate in Western PA could help us reopen before other parts of the state. He says the reopening process will be region by region or perhaps county by county. The rate of new infections has slowed in the Pittsburgh area. As we said, Allegheny County saw 29 new cases today. On Tuesday, there were 17 new cases. Wolf said that's exactly what health officials want to see. He said the decision will be data-driven, meaning there is no one-size-fits-all scenario.
And the governor also said we need a more robust testing system. Only about 1% of this state has been tested.
He says they're working with the health department and emergency management agency to increase testing.
And UPMC announced Tuesday they plan to test all patients even if they don't have symptoms. They can test up to 600 patients a day and get the results back in less than 6 hours. The expanded testing will allow patients to reschedule surgeries that were postponed.
We have enough masks, gowns, and gloves to safely give care to patients who need it at any UPMC facility.
At last check, there are 118 patients with COVID-19 at hospitals in the UPMC health system. Just 2% of their beds are occupied. They have treated and discharged now 130 patients.
As the debate rages across the country about when to reopen the economy, there is a new warning from the CDC about a possible second wave of coronavirus this fall. NBC's Tom Costello reports from Bethesda, Maryland.
As parts of the country prepare to reopen and President Trump touts a light at the end of the tunnel.
It's going to be gone at some point. It's going to be gone.
Top health officials warn the fight against the coronavirus is far from finished.
We will continue to see mortality and death among our American citizens, particularly in the cities as they begin to move past peak because deaths will lag.
The director of the CDC also warning in an interview with the Washington Post, there's even a possibility that the assault of the virus on our nation next winter will actually be even more difficult than the one we just went through, citing concerns about the next wave being coupled with the seasonal flu.
We're also hoping by that time that we have additional treatment options for people with COVID-19.
As the FDA conducts treatment trials, a panel of doctors with the NIH is warning about a drug touted multiple times by President Trump, hydroxychloroquine.
What do you have to lose? They've been taking it for 40 years for malaria.
It comes as a small analysis among VA hospitals found a higher mortality rate among patients giving hydroxychloroquine, as well as those who received the drug in combination with the antibiotic known as Z-Pak. Researchers involved say it highlights the importance of waiting for ongoing controlled studies before widespread adoption of these drugs. Meanwhile, testing remains top of mind for governors as they decide when to lift restrictions. Among the companies manufacturing tests, LabCorp, which now has an at-home nose swab kit. To qualify, you have to fill out a questionnaire on the company's website before a kit is overnighted to your home. That sample is sent to a lab with results in 1 to 2 days. For now, the company is focused on healthcare workers and first responders. I'm Tom Costello in the Washington, D.C. area. Back to you.
Happening now, all students at Pittsburgh public schools are taking classes again from home. This was a big program to organize. Don't forget, this is 23,000 students. We told you last week when the started handing out laptops to high schoolers. Younger students are using instructional packets. The district is also looking into the possibility of expanding summer school programs. New video from Drone 11 shows the damage after fire ripped through 3 Lawrenceville homes last night. Crews will demolish the houses in just a few hours. No one was hurt, even though 2 of the homes partially collapsed.
And Channel 11's Mike Holden spoke to neighbors who saw those massive flames.
Flames destroyed 3 homes in this Lawrenceville neighborhood, jumping from property to property. The American Red Cross is now assisting the families that have been displaced, and folks who live in this community say they are truly grateful and they feel someone was watching over them. We sent Drone 11 overhead to show you the wide scope of damage following last night's massive fire. The 3 homes are unrecognizable. One is a charred pile of rubble. The others are broken and exposed. City of Pittsburgh Department of Public Works came through and started demolishing what was left behind. They say it became a safety issue and they knew they could not leave them standing here. The initial call came in around 7 o'clock Tuesday night for a garbage can on fire at a home along Wycliffe. Within minutes, the fire, fueled by strong winds, ripped through that home and spread to the 2 neighboring houses. The flames were so intense, one of the houses collapsed. Firefighters spent hours spraying down the surrounding homes and cars parked outside, all while working to keep neighbors safe. The people living in this neighborhood say the sight is surreal. However, they say they are so grateful no one was hurt or killed.
It's 3 families, and it was scary. Like, I thank God that we're blessed, and they got them out. At the end of the day, we are blessed. No one died. That fire was deadly. Someone should have died in that fire, but no one did because God had us protected.
So it's very unfortunate. Anytime there's a fire, and unfortunately, there was no loss of life.
Pittsburgh Public Safety and fire officials are now working to determine exactly what caused this fire. In the meantime, we're talking with additional neighbors and their message to first responders who put it all on the line during this coronavirus pandemic that's starting at 5. Reporting in Lawrenceville, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
New worries for a local nursing home. Not only are they concerned with COVID-19, but now a test has come back positive for the bacteria that causes Legionnaire's disease. Health officials confirmed a water sample recently tested positive at the Loyal Hannah Care Center in Derry Township. They do want to stress no resident is sick with Legionnaire's. In the last 2 weeks, the Westmoreland County home has seen at least 7 coronavirus cases.
Just this week, new federal guidelines were put in place for nursing homes amid the pandemic. Under the new rules, nursing homes must report COVID cases directly to the CDC, residents, their families, and local officials. The state health department reports more than 80 deaths in nursing homes and personal care homes here in southwestern Pennsylvania.
New at noon, another popular summer event has been canceled because of the coronavirus. This morning, we learned the South Hills Memorial Day Parade has been canceled. Cranberry Township Community Days have also been called off. Monroeville canceled its Memorial Day Parade and its 4th of July fireworks. And we told you yesterday, Brentwood did the same thing. As for the city of Pittsburgh, they're brainstorming options, which could include no crowds for the fireworks.
At least being able to sit around your TV and watch. That's one of the options that's on the table.
No official decisions have been made for other big events like Picklesburg or the Pride Parade.
New at noon, keeping first responders safe. This morning, the Forest Hills Fire Department and all of its fire trucks and ambulances decontaminated. Channel 11's Liz Kilmer was there for this vital work to show us the process.
For free, Service Master of Greater Pittsburgh has disinfected emergency vehicles for about a dozen local departments. Today, they brought their services to Forest Hills, helping out firefighters, police, and paramedics. In full personal protective equipment, workers with Service Master of Greater Pittsburgh are giving back to first responders on the front lines of the coronavirus pandemic. Cleaning and disinfecting the Woodland Hills ambulances Wednesday morning, along with the Forest Hills police vehicles and fire trucks, all for free.
We work in conjunction with them a lot. They help us, we help them, so it was the right thing to do. And then it's also helping our employees. So the owner, who is John Samick, he is offering these services for free, but he's paying his employees so they get salary to make it through here.
After cleaning the vehicles for free, they'll be cleaning the building at a discounted rate. Hear from one of the first responders grateful to be receiving this service tonight at 5. In Forest Hills, I'm Liz Kilmer, Channel 11 News.
A woman is fighting for her life after an early morning fire. It happened at this duplex on Lawrence Avenue in Elliott. It's the one on the left. When firefighters got there, they found the woman unconscious. She was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. No one else was inside, but the duplex has a lot of damage.
Now to a live look at downtown Pittsburgh. Severe Weather Team 11 tracking cool temps and sunny skies this afternoon.
Meteorologist Danielle Dozier at home with what you can expect over the next few hours. Danielle.
Good afternoon. We're enjoying that sunshine as we take a look over the city. That sun will continue at least for a little while longer, but we do build in the clouds throughout the rest of the day today. We're going to have some increase in clouds by evening. Temperatures are in the lower 40s here in Pittsburgh. The winds are strong. They're gusting to 25 miles per hour in Pittsburgh and nearly 30 in Greensburg. Look for those occasional gusts to nearly 25 miles per hour this afternoon as the highs go up into the upper 40s. I'm tracking rain in the forecast. I'll show you when.
The U.S. House of Representatives will soon consider a massive coronavirus aid package. We told you yesterday when the Senate reached an agreement on the bill. Most of the funding would go to boost a small business payroll loan program that ran out of money last week. It will also implement a nationwide virus testing program needed before the economy reopens. This is the fourth coronavirus relief package, and there are already talks about a fifth.
For anyone who thinks this is the last train out of the station, that is not even close to the case.
And I think it's also time to begin to think about the amount of debt that we're adding to our country.
The goal is to get this new bill on the president's desk by the end of the week. President Donald Trump has said he will sign it.
Meanwhile, today, President Donald Trump plans to temporarily ban immigration in the U.S. There aren't many details about the executive order except that it will apply to those seeking permanent U.S. entry. Guest workers and farmers will still be allowed into the country. The order will be in effect for 6 days, and at that point, President Trump says he'll decide whether it needs to be extended.
Once patients swallow food, it's deactivated.
What that fact about coronavirus means for your next trip to the grocery store.
Plus, pollution and smog clearing up amid the pandemic. Why experts say clearer skies do not show the whole picture.
We're all in the unknown.
That local pizzeria owner just banned cash orders, but the payment that experts say could be riskier.
When news is happening near you, Channel 11 is there.
Aliquippa, Coraopolis, Moon. We cover news everywhere you live.
That's what makes Channel 11 News different.
We're in McCandless, Cranberry, Butler. For news from where you live,
watch Channel
accurate details, experienced coverage, trusted weather source.
Heavier snowfall moving through Westmoreland County.
All in the first 11 minutes of our newscast. Count on Channel 11 News 11 at 11 tonight. Watch David Johnson and Peggy Finnegan on Channel 11 News at 5.
There's no green here. This local pizza shop is only taking credit cards, no cash. The people at Brooklyn's Pizza say they believe paper cash is more dangerous than the plastic when it comes to carrying coronavirus. Channel 11's Melanie Gillespie went to Jeanette to find out if that will help.
Well, Brooklyn's Pizza here in Jeanette is trying something new to try to combat the transfer of germs. They're only taking plastic now and eliminating cash altogether. But health experts we talked to say there could be some misconceptions. For every order rung in here at Brooklyn's Pizza in Jeanette, customers won't be paying by cash. Owner Jonathan Feldbaum said he made the decision to eliminate the transfer of paper money altogether.
And just do, prepaid credit card orders only, just because we didn't want to bring that element with the virus in here or have money transferred to every delivery, you know what I mean? I just thought it was a safety measure just to keep that out of here for the time being.
He says they do about 30 to 40 deliveries a day and have nearly 40,000 residents in their delivery area. So they're trying to make every effort to keep their customers and workers healthy.
We're all in the unknown, so it's like we're just trying to adapt daily. The whole goal is just to keep everybody safe.
While health experts agree that money is dirty, doctors we spoke with at the University of Pittsburgh say there are some misconceptions when talking about flu strains and how viable they are transferring from surfaces like money.
If you have something that's a porous material like paper, the virus sometimes gets stuck into the fibers, and it's hard for that to get transferred from something like a porous material versus a non-porous material like plastic.
Doctors at the University of Pittsburgh say studies have focused on the influenza virus, but that knowledge has shaped their understanding of the similarities between the flu and the coronavirus.
I would be more concerned with credit cards and handling credit cards than I would be paper money at this moment.
Dr. Lakdawala says her lab studies show flu viruses can live on plastic for days. We reached out to the CDC and didn't hear back directly, but according to its website, it recommends businesses to minimize all handling of not only cash, but credit cards and cell phones. When you do have to exchange money, the CDC says don't touch your face. Place cash on the counter instead of directly into your hand, and wipe the counter down between each customer. Doctors with UPMC and the CDC actually recommend using touchless options like paying over the phone or using Apple Pay to try to eliminate some of that transfer of germs and that exposure. Reporting in Jeanette, I'm Melanie Gillespie for Channel 11 News.
And more details now. While Pennsylvania law bars businesses from discriminating against consumers because they don't have credit cards, it does not require the acceptance of any particular form of payment. Breaking right now, the State Health Department just announced more than 1,100 new coronavirus cases.
There are now more than 35,000 cases in the state of Pennsylvania. This pandemic has claimed another 58 lives since yesterday, bringing our state death toll to more than 1,600.
Here at home, there are 317 cases in Beaver County, 164 in Butler, 70 in Fayette, 87 in Washington, and 300 in Westmoreland County. We have all of those updated numbers scrolling there at the bottom of your screen.
It is Earth Day, and the air is cleaner in the days and weeks since social distancing started. These empty highways and deserted streets have done wonders. Los Angeles is known for its smog, but it recently had, believe it or not, the cleanest air in the world. Satellite pictures over the Northeast show dramatic drops in nitrogen dioxide pollution. But what we can see isn't the whole picture.
Important for people to understand that just because the particles are gone and the skies are nice and blue, that doesn't mean there's not these other invisible gases that are trapping heat, and that's what's causing climate change.
Experts say those gases or pollutants aren't going away, and they are still impacting the ozone. So now they're trying to figure out why that is.
Hope you're enjoying your Wednesday. We've had beautiful sunshine out there, although it was chilly this morning with temperatures in the 30s. Here's your day planner. The temperatures will be climbing into the upper 40s this afternoon as we thicken up the cloud cover. A little bit of a breeze out of the west-northwest is expected today as well. Take a look at our storm tracker maps at 3 o'clock this afternoon. You can see that cloud cover building in from the west, and we're going to continue with that cloud cover through the rest of the afternoon and evening. So once the clouds come in, they will be thickening up through late day and evening. We will be having a slight chance for some showers later this evening, but the atmosphere is still very dry, so it's going to take some time to saturate before the rain can actually reach the ground. It's what we call virga in the atmosphere. We can't entirely rule out a stray shower here around our area, including Pittsburgh this evening. We'll track that closely. As you see, it could mix with snow along and north of I-80 as well this evening, but really few and far between on the shower activity. And then we get into your Thursday, and we're really going to start to see that rain ramp up. Here is a look at 5:30 in the morning. It's mostly cloudy Thursday morning, but the rain will be coming in from the south throughout the day. So do plan on periods of wet weather throughout the afternoon on Thursday. Areas in yellow represent where we're going to be tracking pockets of moderate rainfall. And 7 o'clock, we're still dealing with showers across the area. Here's a look at 8:30 into 10:30, and you can see that rain continuing on across the screen. 5 o'clock in the morning, we're still dealing with some lingering showers and some pockets of moderate rain. So some ponding on the area roads is very well possible, but flooding or any other severe weather at this time is low. Take a look at the temperatures tonight. We're going to be falling down into the 30s and 40s depending on location. Pittsburgh going down to about 40 degrees here for tonight. Here's your hour-by-hour morning planner. 6 o'clock, 40 degrees. 7 o'clock, 40 degrees as well. And we'll go with 42 degrees at 8 o'clock, and we'll have that cloudy sky around. As I mentioned, the rain does move in throughout the day on Thursday. The temperatures will be going up into the upper 50s, so we do have a little bit of warm air coming into the area, and we'll also be having a few low 60s across the area. Still below average, though. Average for the day will be mid-60s. You can see here as we look at the rest of the temperatures tomorrow, upper 50s to low 60s across our area, 60 in Indiana, 61 in Greensburg, and about 59 degrees in Uniontown. Here's the 5-day forecast with your weekend always in view, and we have periods of rain on Thursday, again increasing rain as the day wears on. You can see by Friday a few showers around in the morning with that temperature at 60 degrees. Look for lows this week in the 40s overall, and a closer look at your weekend always in view. Showers, maybe even a few thunderstorms as we track a low pressure system coming in from the southwest. High temperatures will climb into the low to middle 60s. Cooler though by Sunday. Either way, we're going to need our umbrellas out there if we're out walking around this weekend.
Total commitment, the sacrifice a group of Pennsylvania factory workers made to help keep other people safe.
State universities are feeling pressure, the financial hole they find themselves in after sending students home.
Channel 11's experienced team of investigators is committed to getting you answers about coronavirus, providing in-depth coverage to help you understand the local impact of this global story.
The governor says everyone should now wear a mask when out in public.
As if some of those negative tests are actually positive.
And promising to keep facts ahead of fear.
Scammers are good at taking advantage of a crisis, and this is no different.
Count on 11 Investigates on Channel 11 News. happening in the morning. Watch Channel 11 Morning News.
State universities could be millions of dollars in debt after the COVID-19 pandemic. More than 100,000 students attend the 14 state-owned schools.
But they were sent home, forcing colleges to take on debts. And with the costs of providing protective gear to those schools, the Pennsylvania State System of Higher Education says they will lose $50 million. The good news is that officials say all 14 colleges will survive and not close. Instead, some will undergo some changes to adjust to the new reality.
We've shown you the long lines at food giveaways across our area, but what about the pets that belong to people who are struggling? The Pittsburgh Aviation Animal Rescue Team is partnering with the Allegheny County Airport Authority to give away dog food on Friday. They will have more than 80,000 pounds of food available. You can pick it up at the Allegheny County Airport in West Mifflin from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m.
McDonald's is joining the list of companies saying thank you to frontline workers. First responders and medical workers can get free thank you meals now through May 5th. They just have to show a work ID or show up in uniform. The meals are available for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
This North Hills Police Department says domestic violence cases are up more than 60%. The top factors police say are leading to more calls.
11 investigates the new coronavirus antibody test being developed right here in Pittsburgh. Why some experts say this potential key to reopening the economy could provide a false sense of security.
Channel 11 News and NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
We're a team you can count on to cover stories that impact your life.
Whether it's across the street or around the world.
Channel 11 News at 6.
And NBC Nightly News at 6:30.
Every voice, every vote matters. From the campaign trail to your backyard, we're talking to the candidates about the big issues and to the voters who will decide the election. Channel 11 News, Decision 2020 coverage you can count on.
Severe weather coverage where you live.
On Channel 11 News.
Every week, about 1 million Americans, that's a little less than the population of Allegheny County, are being tested for coronavirus. But that's in a country of 331 million.
But there might be people walking around who had coronavirus, but it was a mild case and they were never tested. They may have an immunity, an extra layer of protection. Channel 11's Aaron Martin is learning about the antibody test that's now available here in Western PA.
UPMC is one of dozens of medical systems and private laboratories that are working to develop an antibody test for the coronavirus. And while many hope that this could be the key in reopening a major portion of Pennsylvania's economy, other medical experts warn that it could provide a false sense of security since so much is still unknown.
I had been skiing for a weekend in Colorado, and I found out later that town had active cases at that time.
In early March, Brianna Laffey started showing coronavirus symptoms.
I lost all sense of taste and smell for 7 days, and I had crazy lower back pain.
She was never tested until yesterday, when her doctor wrote a prescription to get an antibody test from Quest Diagnostics in Green Tree. The test determines if your body has built up antibodies to fight the virus.
That's some relief that I know that I've now been through this, or that I can even potentially donate blood to other people that are looking to get transfusions and things.
But as the test slowly becomes available, some experts worry this could lead to a false sense of security and more spread of the coronavirus.
Is a situation where you need extremely high specificity that currently is not presented by many of these tests.
Dr. Alan Wells is the clinical laboratories medical director for UPMC. He says there are still plenty of unknowns, including whether someone who has recovered from coronavirus could still be a carrier.
That's the conundrum for these tests of, while they can determine whether someone's been exposed, they're not yet ready to say whether you're protected from getting the disease.
Quest Diagnostics did not respond to requests for a comment on how many tests they've administered in Western Pennsylvania. Information 11 Investigates learned also hasn't been shared with the Allegheny County Health Department. In a statement, the county's communications director said, quote, "The Allegheny County Health Department understands that there has been some antibody testing in the county and is working to get this data. The health department is interested in the results and what it might tell us about the spread of COVID-19. Now, we also reached out to the Pennsylvania Department of Health. A spokesman says that they support antibody testing and getting more of it in Pennsylvania. However, they want to make sure that any tests that are used are following the FDA guidelines. Reporting tonight in Oakland, Aaron Martin, Channel 11 News.
We have seen the best of the best working long hours to help our country and state through this difficult time, and one of those companies literally worked nonstop. Take a look at this. Factory workers at Braskem America outside Philadelphia are finally home after working 28 straight days. More than 40 of them volunteered to work 12-hour shifts and slept at the factory because they make a fiber used to make N95 masks, hospital gowns, and sanitary wipes.
We're truly honored to be able to give back and support people we will never meet in some way.
Workers will get a week off before returning to their normal shift, and everyone will be getting a raise. They deserve it.
They sure do. Well, making a dangerous situation more dangerous, that's what state leaders say the coronavirus quarantine is doing to people facing domestic violence. The Department of Human Services said in some areas, calls for help are going down because it may be too dangerous for people to even reach out. And then there are communities like the ones served by the Northern Regional Police Department in Wexford. Police there say calls are up a whopping 61% from February. Channel 11's Jillian Hartman found out the reasons for that sharp increase.
Well, several police departments in our area, including Northern Regional Police, have seen a significant upswing in domestic violence calls since the start of this pandemic.
Just from February to March, we've increased approximately 62% the calls our officers are responding to. And already this month, we've surpassed March's calls, and we still have roughly 10 days left in the month.
Domestic violence calls have been coming in at all hours of the day at Northern Regional Police.
I hear the radio. We're getting dispatched to domestics from 7 o'clock in the morning all through the day.
Police Chief John Cecilia understands why people are under a lot of stress right now.
Couple that with financial burdens, the people, the unemployment rates are off the charts. People are home, not used to spending this much time together with other family members.
But he says some heated arguments are getting out of hand, and his officers have to get involved. And during those calls, his officers have to wear protective gear.
Violent domestics, we have no other choice but to be hands-on with people.
He tells me they've been seeing more verbal arguments than physical ones.
In recent weeks, we have seen an uptick in domestic violence calls. A lot of them are going to 911.
Crisis Center North is one of 4 domestic violence shelters in Allegheny County. They're encouraging victims of any verbal, physical, financial, or emotional abuse to contact them.
We are engaging in different types of ways to support victims through video counseling and phone counseling.
The center has a 24/7 hotline. That number is right now on your screen. They say if you feel threatened or in danger, find a safe place in your home. Call 911 and the center for help. Now, Crisis Center North has helpful resources for you or someone you may know in a domestic violence situation. You can find a link to those resources on our WPXI News app. Reporting in Gibsonia, I'm Jillian Hartman, Channel 11 News.
These cool temperatures are sticking around. Severe Weather Team 11 meteorologist Danielle Dozier has updated tracking on the rest of the day. Danielle?
Good afternoon. We've been having plenty of sunshine out there today, but on our visible satellite, clouds are out in Ohio, and those clouds will be streaming in later this afternoon and this evening in advance of our next weather system that's going to be bringing some rain to the area. In the meantime, your dog walking forecast for today, increasing clouds, a little bit of a breeze with temperatures in the upper 40s, so you may need a light jacket as you're heading out today. I'm timing out the rain hour by hour for you. I'll have new updates coming up in just a few minutes.
One neighborhood is putting more than just bears in the windows. The unique twist to keep kids entertained for hours.
And they've been in business for nearly 100 years. How this family-owned shoe store reinvented itself to make sure they get through this pandemic.
We've all slowed down, hunkered down to keep our distance, and the weather's helping to hold it together.
It's getting us through our day, our chance to get outside.
So while we're all figuring out our new normal,
one thing you can always count on, Severe Weather Team 11.
We're here.
Or here.
Forecasting your weather.
When you need to get outside for some fresh air, or you need to plan an indoor activity.
We'll be here to keep you safe at home because we're severe weather coverage you can count on.
Followed by NBC Nightly News at 6:30.
A family that has owned a shoe store for nearly 100 years is doing a little reinvention during a very difficult time.
And Channel 11's Jennifer Tomasic spoke with the owner, who's already looking ahead to stay up and running.
I'll check for you. Hold on one second.
Selling shoes is what Justin Siegel knows.
All right, I do have that.
My great-grandpa he had a store in East Liberty and Jeanette.
And for the first time in his family's history owning Little Shoes, he hasn't been able to sell shoes in person. These days, signs outside of his store in Squirrel Hill remind those window shopping that he is still in business.
We do rely on all that foot traffic, so it is obviously not close to as busy as the norm, but at the same time, it's been better, than nothing.
All right, I can do that.
A stack of boxes taller than Justin is ready to go out to customers who've either called or bought the shoes on social media.
Oh, and then I'll get you rung up and I'll meet you, and then I can run it out to you when you get here.
He's doing curbside, too. And for those who live nearby, like 90-year-old Rosalind Eskovitz, he's providing a necessary service by delivering.
Most important, particularly somebody in the senior citizen group where it's difficult to get out on your own because I can't tie shoes. So having this Velcro strap across is a tremendous help.
Justin hopes to be able to bring back all 20 employees at Little Shoes who he's had to furlough. Many of them have worked there his whole life. And when the time comes to reopen, he'll have masks and gloves for them and his customers.
We've already started to gather some of those products to make sure that everyone, again, whether it's in the rules or just, for someone to be comfortable mentally, to come shop here.
Jennifer Tomasic, Channel 11 News.
Will wiping down your groceries keep them from giving you coronavirus? It sounds like common sense, but in our Facts versus Fiction report, why that's one precaution you don't need to take.
Channel 11 Morning News and the Breaking News Desk keep you informed on coronavirus. Our anchor brings you the newest updates that happened overnight and explains the impact on your family.
It will put direct payments into your pocket.
Watch Channel 11.
A lot of questions. Will our local businesses reopen sooner than we thought? Governor Wolf went over the 3 things that have to happen to get the state back open. Stay with Channel 11 for answers about coronavirus.
Channel 11 News, 11 at 11. 11 minutes of news and weather before the first commercial.
Whether you go out to get food or have it delivered, you need groceries to get through this pandemic. And when it comes to food and coronavirus, misinformation continues to persist. In our Facts versus Fiction segment today, Channel 11's Angie Boreski clears up a couple of points of confusion.
Most of us are taking extra precautions these days when we go to the grocery store, wearing masks, even gloves. But is it also a good idea to wipe down your groceries when you get home to reduce the risk of coronavirus? According to the latest guidance from the FDA, the answer is no. The FDA recently issued an update saying there is currently no evidence of food packaging being associated with the transmission of COVID-19. Our expert at Allegheny Health Network says the risk from groceries, if any, is very low. But if you want to be extra cautious, it can't hurt.
I think people who are immunosuppressed or very concerned, it's reasonable to do a quick wipe down. There's some laboratory studies looking at how long this virus can live on things like plastic or cardboard. But in real life, when this virus is sent through the air on packages or in trucks, it's very unlikely to stay active long enough to actually infect people.
So again, the FDA says it is not considered necessary to wipe down groceries. They do, however, recommend you limit your time in the grocery store to avoid exposure. Prepare a list before you go so you're not wandering around. And when you get home, wash your hands before and after putting away groceries. Okay, here's another food-related myth making the rounds on social media. Don't eat ice cream because it can make you more vulnerable to the coronavirus. Oh no. Well, luckily there is no evidence that avoiding ice cream or other cold foods will help prevent the coronavirus from taking hold. This was circulating in an audio recording on social media and being attributed to UNICEF. But again, it is not true.
There was a lot of discussion early on about hair dryers and putting hot foods to try to deactivate the virus. I think this is sort of the opposite type of argument where somehow cold foods would make the transmission more likely. There's been no evidence of that. I think people should not eat a lot of ice cream because of health reasons, but in terms of it being a concern for transmitting the virus, I think that's fiction.
Well, thank goodness for that. So you can enjoy a little ice cream without fear of coronavirus. But also remember, on the other side, hot foods will not prevent the virus. Angie Boreski, Channel 11 News.
Beautiful sunshine out there today. Clouds will thicken up late this afternoon and this evening as a low pressure system comes in and brings us some rain to the forecast. I want to show you our day planner though for the rest of the day. Mid-40s will go to upper 40s later on this afternoon, and we'll have a all in all pretty nice day. You'll need the shades early before the clouds build in, and a light jacket at least if you're heading out to walk the dog. Here's a look at our storm tracker maps as we head into 3 o'clock this afternoon. You can see those clouds building in from the west, and those clouds will really be thick across the area by late afternoon. You can see as well a little bit of green showing up, and that's the model data trying to bring in a slight chance for some passing showers here this evening. Our atmosphere is still very dry, so it's going to take some time for this rain to actually reach the ground as the atmosphere begins to saturate, but we still have that slight chance, so you may want to just grab the raincoat later this evening if you're heading out, and it could actually mix with some snow along and north of I-80 later on tonight. Overnight though, mostly cloudy for your Thursday morning. You can see that there at 5:30 a.m. And the rain will be building in from the south and west throughout the day. So by 1 o'clock, you can see some pretty widespread rain across the area. Unfortunately, going to be a soggy afternoon, not the greatest weather for us. Pockets of moderate rain are showing up in yellow. We'll be dealing with that from time to time. There's 7 p.m. I'm not expecting widespread flooding, but we could have some ponding on the roads. 5 o'clock in the morning, we're still dealing with a little bit of shower activity. That shower activity will clear out from west to east Friday morning. Here's a look at our forecast for tonight. Upper 30s to low 40s, from 41 in Washington to near 40 in Pittsburgh and 39 degrees in Greensburg. So a chilly start to the morning tomorrow. Not as cold as what we had out there this morning. Here's a look at our forecast for tomorrow. We are planning on temperatures climbing into the 50s and low 60s across our area. We will have that cloudy sky with that rain moving in during the afternoon. 61 in Pittsburgh, 61 in Greensburg, upper 50s in Butler, near 60 degrees in Indiana. So we do bump up the temperatures as expected, but yes, it comes with a price. We've got that rain, unfortunately, in the forecast. Take a look at the 5-day forecast now, with your weekend always in view. We build in the clouds today. We'll hit the upper 40s, and then Thursday, periods of rain. We'll build in the rain throughout the afternoon. High temperature close to 61 degrees. 60 Friday with some showers around in the morning, and the overnight lows will be generally in the 40s as we head into the weekend. Here is a closer look at your weekend always in view. Warmer on Saturday with that high temperature of 64. Showers with potentially a few thunderstorms as well from time to time. 43 for Saturday night goes to about 48 on Sunday afternoon, and we'll be left with a few showers lingering around for the first part of the morning on Sunday.
If you like getting information about new products and how to save money, then you are going to like Local Steals and Deals. Lisa Robertson has what you need to know.
Hi, my name is Lisa Robertson, and I'm, of course, still coming to you from home, as we all are. And one of the things I've noticed staying at home is, oh my gosh, do my roots need help? At Local Steals and Deals, we're always looking for new things that can help you out when you're at home, and this is going to be a winner. This is Color Wow. And by the way, Chris Appleton is the celebrity stylist that some of the most beautiful women in the world work with. J-Lo, the Kardashians, they could work with anyone. They love working with him. And this is a brand that he loves. He's joining us today from LA. How you doing, Chris?
Hey, very good under the circumstances. Thank you for having me. Great to be here.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, you work with some of the most beautiful women in the world in some of the most demanding professions, obviously visually. What do you love about Color Wow, and what do they love when you're doing their hair?
One of my favorite products is the root cover-up, which everyone seems to be in big demand for more than ever right now. So it's a great way of either filling out hairlines or covering up grey. Well, the Color Wow Root Touch Up is the perfect product for that. It's going to get rid of your grey. Not only is it going to get rid of it, it's going to stay. It's swim-proof, it's sweat-proof, it's workout-proof. You can actually put the highlights in as well. So it's not just for people that want to cover their grey, it's also for people that want to enhance their hair and give it a bit of spice.
And one of the things that I love is we get the Root Cover-Up, which is a 7-time Beauty Award winner. Amazing. We also get the travel size and the color security shampoo, and the travel size and the color security conditioner, and I know that you're big fans of both of those as well.
What's great about the Color Wow shampoo is it simply cleans the hair and cleans the scalp. It leaves no ingredients behind, and that's exactly what you need from your shampoo.
I want to thank you and the amazing women at Color Wow for allowing us to do this at 40% off for everyone at home. Thank you so much.
Well, my pleasure. I'm 40% off. Wow.
I want to remind you, localsteals.com, this idea and a lot of other great ideas to help get you through this time. We really appreciate you sticking with us, and we'll see you next time.
I would say definitely bears are probably the most highly represented species.
Keeping kids busy during quarantine, how a small idea turned into fun for the whole neighborhood.
Coronavirus can't keep this local teacher from her students. Reading, teaching, and making crafts online. She's finding ways to connect while staying apart.
It's really touching to see someone else care about your child.
Coming together in a time of crisis makes us proud to be from Pittsburgh.
Proud to be from Pittsburgh. Brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Great cars, great people. For a great deal on a Honda, visit shophonda.com. Robinson and Peggy Finnegan on Channel 11 News at 5.
Nearly 1,000 gift cards have been purchased in just 5 days as part of the Pittsburgh Downtown Partnership's Gift Card Give Back initiative. The program supports small businesses downtown and in the Strip District. Customers can get a 25% bonus on gift card purchases, with all the money going directly to small businesses impacted by COVID-19. More than 65 businesses have signed up for the program.
I see a penguin.
Children in Washington, D.C. have a fun new activity during this quarantine. Neighbors have created a street safari, placing stuffed animals in their windows for kids to find while they're out walking. The creators say they only planned on including a few houses on the scavenger hunt, but now they have almost 300.
Giving kids something to do is hypercritical, especially in a crisis. So giving them a mission, and even if the mission is finding stuffed animals, wonderful. We're all for it.
Some of those stuffed animals are antiques passed down through families. Others are even wearing masks. And I've noticed people are doing that in Pittsburgh as well in their windows. Yep. That's all for Channel 11 News at noon. Our next newscast is tonight at 5.
Thanks for watching. Have a great day and stay safe.